The Mirror of the Sun Goddess. Long ago, during the reign of the gods in high heaven, the land of Nippon emerged from the waters. Izanagi and Izananu, standing on the celestial bridge, lowered a shining sword. Upon piercing the blue ocean, drops from the blade solidified into islands, forming the land of many blades, the Nippon Isles. These divine siblings, the highest gods, had two children, Amaterasu and Susanoo. Susanoo was appointed god of the sea, while his sister, the radiant sun goddess, was known as the great goddess of the shining heaven. She ruled joyfully from her golden throne, but Susanoo's mischievous pranks eventually tested her patience. Despite her sisterly tolerance, his antics grew intolerable, prompting her to take a stand against his misbehavior. Amaterasu sent Susanoo one day upon an errand, for she wished him to find a goddess named Yukimoki, who lived in the reedy moors. When Susanoo found her, he was tired and hungry, and so he asked her for food. Yukimoki took food from her mouth to give him, and this made him very angry. "Why feed me with foul things? You shall not live," he cried, and drawing his sword, he struck her dead. When he went home and told Amaterasu what he had done, his sister was in a great rage and left her brother in total darkness. She fled to the cave of Amino and closed the entrance with a huge rock. Then was all the earth dark, for the sun goddess no longer shed her light upon men. So terrible was it upon earth that at last the other gods met together near the cave, to consult and see what could be done. They tried in every way to persuade Amaterasu to come forth, but she sulked like a naughty child and would not shine upon them. At last they thought of a plan to entice the goddess from her cavern by means of an image of herself. So a mirror was made, very large and fine. It was hung upon a tree, just before the door of the cave, and a strong hemp cord was put in the hands of a god who hid himself beside the door. A number of cocks were started to crowing, and the lovely goddess Uzuma began to dance to music from a bamboo tube. The gods kept time by striking two pieces of wood together, and one of them played a harp made by placing 6 of their bows together with the strings upward and drying grass and rushes across them. Great bonfires were lighted, and a huge drum was brought for Uzumi to dance upon. This she did with so much spirit and grace that all the gods were delighted. They laughed with joy, clapped their hands, and fairly shook high heaven with their merriment. Amaterasu heard the noise and could not understand it. She was annoyed because the gods seemed to be having such a good time without her. She had thought that they could not possibly get along unless she let the light of her face shine upon them. She was naturally very curious to find out what it was all about, so she pushed open the door of her cave, just a little bit, and peeped out. There, by the light of the bonfires, she saw Uzumi's graceful dancing, and heard her sing, "Hito Futamio Itsu Muyu Nana Yakoko Notari." Why does Uzumi dance, and why do the gods laugh? I thought both heaven and earth would be sad without me, said Amaterasu crossly. Oh no, laughed Uzumi. We rejoice because we have here a deity who far surpasses you in beauty. Where? Demanded the sun goddess indignantly. Let me see her. And as she spoke, she caught sight of her own reflection in the mirror. She had never seen such a thing before and was greatly astonished. She stepped outside her cave to see more plainly this radiant rival, when lo, the god who was waiting, seized her and drew her forth, quickly pausing the rope across the cave door to prevent her return. Thus was the sun goddess restored to earth, and she was peaceful now, because Susanoo had repented for what he had done and had started to behave more mature and understanding from then on.